It is an unspeakable evil that we face with human trafficking, the scourge that it has been, the absolute human catastrophe that has developed and had developed.
That was Speaker of the House Mike Johnson at the 3rd Annual International Summit Against Human Trafficking. The summit welcomed Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, Border Czar Tom Homan, and other Republican lawmakers to speak about ways the U.S. government can work to end human trafficking. The $150 billion illegal industry currently victimizes an estimated 27.6 million people worldwide. That's according to the United Nations International Labor Organization. The UN data says 77% of all victims are forced into labor, and 23% are sex trafficked. Mississippi Attorney General Lynn Fitch's office is addressing the dangers of human trafficking in her state. She shared with me the work her office and one anti-trafficking nonprofit are doing right now to combat this national crisis. Madam Attorney General, you recently announced that your office will partner with the national anti-trafficking nonprofit Safe House Project to launch Simply Report, a program to anonymously report suspected human trafficking. Can you tell us about it?
Well, this is an amazing new opportunity to be partnered with Simply Safe. You know, unfortunately, we have human trafficking in our state and all across our country. And they need us to be out there to help them, to rescue these young individuals, mostly young women, to help them on a new journey. They didn't ask to be in the situation of human trafficking. And so it's on all of us to go out there to identify them, to help them back into society without any shame or blame. Human trafficking is a $150 billion a year illegal business across our globe, and people are suffering. And we find that 50% or more are trafficked by someone that they loved and trusted, a family member, a boyfriend. And we do a lot of rescues here in our state. We have an initiative called Be the Solution. And so to add this part with Simply Safe and have a new reporting mechanism so that you can just hit the app on your phone if you see someone you think might be a victim, because I always say, I'd rather know and the team so we can go out, we could be saving a life right then and there. So it's going to be a game changer for us to have that exposure for all Mississippians to hit that app and say, we think this might be a victim, and then get the tip to law enforcement, and we can go in and check on that individual. And what we are finding, so many of these young women, they have children with them. They have babies, they have toddlers. They have kindergartner. And so we now have a dual responsibility to help them, to help these children, and to really get them out of this dark space in their lifetime and get them together as a family unit and help them move forward.
That's incredible. And out of curiosity, what's your personal interest in launching these initiatives?
Well, again, very compassionate. I believe, God put us on this earth to serve, and we have a mission in the Attorney General's office. And we always say, who do we help today? How do we lift someone up? How do we make a difference? And the human trafficking, we really weren't doing that in Mississippi. And now we have trained over 500 law enforcement officers. We have federal partners, state partners, local partners. We've rescued over 330 victims in the state of Mississippi, and 22 of those were minors. And it's important to be out there to support our teams, to have law enforcement's back, and to know that we are helping those individuals. We're getting them out of a place where they move on from victimhood and become a survivor.
That's incredible. Well, thank you, Madam Attorney General, just for your initiative in this.
Oh, thank you again. It is really important. And as I talk to some of these survivors and I see their new pathway, and, we've just brought all the teams together, like I said, all the partners, but everybody from, the counselors to the victims advocates to the sexual assault nurses to shelters. That really is inspiring and very empowering for these young women to move forward and to know that people love them and there is hope. And that's what we want to do, is provide hope for each of them.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.